Monroe Firefighters Association discussed their reaction today to the council's controversial vote. Gabby Ballou has more from the association and the two Monroe City Council members who voted for the appointment.
While we are regularly thanked for our service, our feedback with regard who we believe can lead us the best and ensure superior public safety for our residents was blatantly disregarded with the vote.
Jeremy Hinton, president of the Monroe Firefighters Association, explains there was an anonymous survey taken from members of the group that showed almost 85% were in support of the mayor's decision to appoint Captain Daniel Overturf as the next fire chief.
You could see the support of men and women from all parts of our city if you watched last night's council meeting.
Many members of the fire department approached the podium on Tuesday night to give their testimonies and speak in support of Captain Overturf, including Roy Davis, who retired from the Ouachita Parish Fire Department after 34 years of service.
Daniel cares. I believe Daniel will give the people around him opportunities to better themselves through training. I don't think you could find a better person to lead the Monroe City Fire Department.
Council members Gretchen Ezernak and Doug Harvey voted in favor of the appointment of Captain Overturf. Harvey gave his reaction following the vote.
I'm just incredibly disappointed because I didn't hear a single reason why, for one.
Harvey also explained the vote was a stain on the city because of what he says was a complete disregard of the association and the mayor's recommendation.
It's a poor policy, and it signals to the community, it signals to other city employees that we're not making hiring decisions based on merit or professionalism or where you landed.
In a statement from Gretchen Ezernak, who serves District 2 for the Monroe City Council, she says in part, "I was extremely disappointed in the outcome of the Monroe City Council's vote to the confirmation of Captain Overturf to lead the Monroe Fire Department. Captain Daniel Overturf has the experience, training, and qualifications, as well as earning the respect and admiration of his peers." For continued statements and updates on this matter, visit our website at knoe.com. In Monroe, I'm Gabby Ballou with KNOE 8 News.